humans, ghouls, and mutate fools. Welcome to the channel Beware Mutate Zombies. I am Mara, a mutate zombie, but you don't need to beware me because I'm the one letting you know to beware. And, uh, if I didn't want you to beware, then I would be trying to sell you on how all zombies, all the zombies are good people, good creatures, good things. But I'm here to let you know that you should beware because just because we look, I mean you, you know just because there are mutated zombies that seem human and are like, I have control of myself, doesn't really mean that you should take your eyes off them. You never know. They might not have any food for months and then get very hungry and then it's never happened to me though. Nope, not once. Nope. Nope. I've been a good zom. Anyways, today we're going to continue playing Mask of the Rose. I got the Sunless Skies game yesterday from the Epic Store, so I'm very excited to be playing that after I finish Mask of the Rose. There's really no order into which you should play the games for Fallen London. And it occurred to me that a lot of people might not know what Fallen London is. So I might also play that browser based game just to show you guys what that is. And when I realized that a lot of people might not know what Fallen London is, I realized that I don't even remember what my account is. So, yes. I'm going to be setting my timer again. You might hear the timer go off again. But let's go ahead and get into the game. I'm so sad to hear that I am fired. Okay, so we start a new day. This time I will, for sure, not go beyond 30 minutes into like 45 minutes or 50 minutes, I promise. Let's recall the past. I reach for another memory out of that jumbled grab bag. There are things I sometimes remember from that night that cannot have happened, impossible things. If I concentrate, I can recall. I think Grizz did say something about her family name. I glimpsed something in a bit of a mirror. Archie and Harjeet had a conversation about something. Let's go with that, because I chose Archie last time. I think I remember Archie talking to Harjeet. I'm not sure whether it was right when Harjeet arrived, though. It might have been later. Something about laudanum dosages. What to do if Harjeet found someone who was on the verge of dying in a lot of pain? That memory is hazy, as if I heard it from another room, or was half asleep at the time. I couldn't swear to it. They killed people because they didn't have any medicine. They only had laudanum. There was something else, too, that I haven't thought of until now. Just a flicker of an exchange. How old would your wife be then? Only the size and gender changed the dose. Wait. What? Harjeet, did you kill your wife? Ah. You don't recall? No, I haven't forgotten anything. Ah, I'm a doctor near Tayet. There's no need to be shy. And lie like a sleeping by the look of it. Ha 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 ha, sure I am. Well, the person in question is a gentleman. In his 30s, a military man, near my own height. Oh, not your wife then. If it's a comfort to you, I've made a friendship or two with that persuasion myself. Though nigh in recent months. My nose is stuffed! No! They went away then, Archie showing Harjeet how to measure various medicines for a large military gentleman. Oh, is it for himself? Is it for both? Was he planning? Were they planning to die? Let's see. Anything else? Nope. Can't change these people yet. Okay. Head outside. Wait, no, go back. I bought something for my head. I want to get to know everyone better. Alright, now we can head outside. What is this? Tentergrounds Synagogue. Oh yeah, I unlocked that. Alright, so I just left my room, build friendship with Grizz, discuss theories of industry behavior with Archie. Friendship with Grizz. I want to be Grizz's friend. I want to be best friends with Grizz. I consider what impression this will make on Grizz. I'm satisfied with this. Good morning, my lady. Mention the master's offer of winter clothes for street signs, express relief, and surprise at Grizz's continued survival. Give an unexceptional greeting. Master's offering of winter clothes for street signs. I found the newspaper story. The masters are selling winter clothing in exchange for street signs. Oh? Summer clothing will no longer be needed in the Neath. I make this story as engaging as I can, plenty of detail and a fair sprinkling of dramatic pauses. Where do the broadsheets get this rubbish? Though I did try to explain to Mr. Pages what a journalist was. He shrieked something about exploiters and threatened something unspeakable if he ever encountered one. Speak of the need for laws, talk about the sinister nature of the authorities, speak against baseless speculation regarding the masters. Yeah, but, you know, knowing that the masters caused the Neath just for stories so far, I kind of want to just choose not this. Need for laws. It's a good thing we have someone looking after us. It might be chaos here, but it would be worse without that bit of protection. Grizz nods along and even finishes a few of my sentences for me. I told Mr. Pages that you're making further progress with the census. I was fired, though. I'm sure he's eager to see what you've collected as soon as you're ready. But I was fired, though. To be honest, I'm slightly curious myself. There's more in these forms than expected. Laugh. Because I was fired. London contains a surprising number of out-of-work costermongers, and not so many bankers as I had been led to expect. I explained that I have no special business today, but only wanted to visit. Offer Grizz my friendship! I see you as one of my closest friends. I feel the same. Yay! And I got a thing, made a meaningful connection in London. Yay! I could try to consider Mr. Pages a friend, but I think it would resent the impertinence. And it almost definitely has a peculiar name for our friendship for our relationship that I wouldn't even be able to pronounce. Please try not to be drowned in the stolen river, or eaten by the thing with talons that visits the rooftops. Treat this as a joke. Ask if that's how she usually welcomes a new friend. Say I'll likely die of something else entirely. Yes. Down here, I wouldn't expect to die of anything so mundane as a known threat. I always plan for contingencies whenever there's anything I didn't want to lose. You're another item on the list. Yay, I'm an item on the list. I prepare to go, but we each have more to say. This dot is bothering me. Hold on. One second. Okay. We spend a while longer talking inconsequentially about this and that. She tells me about her life as a child, about the estate where she grew up, and the horses and the tenant farmers. Then the railway came, a loud, dirty thing that ran too close to their land for her mother's tastes. That bred arguments in the household, with her uncle staunchly supporting the advance of progress. It is hard to tell from the story exactly how old Grizz was when this happened. In her narrative, it sounds sometimes as though she was a child listening at keyholes, and sometimes a girl almost out of the schoolroom, who had no patience for anything her mother might ever say. But somewhere in that compound of memories is the source of Grizz the politician, or Grizz the servile servant. Grizz is growing fonder of me. Revealed jealousy about Mr. Pages, decide to court Grizz. No, I have only platonic intentions. I'm no hurry to change what we are now. have only platonic intentions. My face betrays my feelings. I only wanted to be friends. Alright, let's go to the synagogue. An old synagogue and one that has weathered the fall very well. Oh, I can't go? There's nothing. Oh, I can't go because there's nothing to do there. I gotcha. Have I gone to Thrall Street? I don't think I've gone to Thrall Street. Maybe I did? Is that where I got the hat? I thought I got the hat at the market. Maybe it was. Let's go to the bazaar. Oh, he's at the bazaar. I haven't done any other censuses, so since I have one page, so maybe I do? I consider what impression this will make on Mr. Pages and Grizz. I'm satisfied with this. I got fired, I don't care, I'm just turning in my work. Mr. Pages watches our arrival intently, gleaning something from the fact that we've come together. The atmosphere in the room is glacial, and my arrival does not thaw it. Grizz neither looks at nor speaks to Mr. Pages any more than she can help. If it were a bookcase or a handsomely made globe, it would have more of her attention. Do you have anything more? Hand over a finished census page about Grizz. Mr. Pages pays 2 pennies. Thank you. Then it puts the census page in a stack of others, much like it. It weighs the stack down with a paperweight. If I look too hard at the paperweight, my eyes sting. Pages turns the papers over carefully. There's nothing interesting in there, I promise. It's all exactly as I told you before. Expectated. That is enough of my own official duties for the moment. I don't have any official duties. I've been fired. Enough of our conversation. Be gone. I render my thanks and good wishes to all parties and bow myself out. The hallways outside are hushed, except that, if I listen closely, there is a sound like something walking with an uneven gait. Its shoes, or perhaps its toenails, click on polished floor. It's getting late, so I'm heading back home. Is it the thing with the talons on the roofs? Did I almost die? Supper! What the heck is that? I thought I spilled a stew. The pot's on the table, Lilac. Sit where you like. Ask what's in it. Move lightly to new topics. Simply move lightly to new topics. I don't want to know. I laugh but let the subject drop. For a moment, no one speaks. Keep quiet and eat. Okay. I guess there were no topics. I chew diligently. For that, you're gonna have to chew diligently. Dinner reaches an end. Go straight to sleep. There's nothing important in the journal for today. Nothing really happened. Other than me becoming friends with Grizz. 9 days remain in the season of confessions. Another morning, another newspaper. The headlines today read, Marchioness accused of liaisons with squid-faced men. Rumors of octopod heir to the Marquisate. Marquisate? If I'm not too preoccupied otherwise, I can always ask my friends and acquaintances whether there's anything they need from me. They may have some additional tasks for me. I'm going to need those tasks if they give me money, because I am out of the job. Recall the past. I reach for another memory out of the jumbled grab bag. There are things I sometimes remember from that night that cannot have happened. Impossible things. If I concentrate, I can recall. Storm long before the fall. I glimpsed something in a bit of a mirror. I think Grizz did say something about her family. Storm long before the fall. The memory of lightning flashes, and the memory of rain covers my face, and I am back above in a summer downpour. All the horses and their riders huddled under the rail bridge, all the saplings bent to kiss the soil. Not just any summer, but a June evening when I was 15. And though I have not thought of it since, and though I will never see the like again, that storm for a moment is truth itself, and our present cavern is embarrassed to be seen through an illusion. Interesting. Head outside. See whether Horatia needs anything. Visit Grizz. See whether Grizz needs anything. Continue my romance with Archie. See whether Archie needs anything. See whether Horatia needs anything. I feel bad for not being able to pay her, so. Horatia doesn't attend much to what I wear. Then I don't care. And difference to, no doubt, born of seeing us all in all states. I'm satisfied with this, then. I find Horatia in the basement taking inventory of our supplies. Hello, I hope the cold isn't getting to you too much. Promise to help out with food when I can. Mention the mistress behavior of the upper echelons. Come straight to the point. Promise to help out with food when I can. I'll help with the food budget as soon as I can. 5 pennies would be a down payment on what I owe. I just don't have it at the moment. Oh, I would have had it. I wouldn't ask any more than what you've got to give. Harjeet says the Bessem's neighbors vanished overnight. Oh. They had been talking of making a run for it, just striking out north and seeing what they found. Not enough to get around here, it seems. I meant to ask you whether there's anything I can help you with. There are a few things. One's a kindness to all of the lodgers. One involves strange creatures. Kindness? What would that kindness be? Mrs. Bessem has been talking up a storm about a new thing called Hollowmas, which she says is a dreadful abomination. A rite with mass conducted in darkness. I was prepared to be scandalized, but from her account I've rather taken an interest. It sounds pretty cool. One person wears a mask and hears a confession from another person. And it seemed to me that we're all in need of a chance to talk now and again. This year has not been kind. Agree to try it. That sounds cool. Why not? I can't see the harm. New goal. Celebrate Hollowmas with one of the folk at the Chapmans. Okay. This is a brief lull in the conversations. I need a mask. My business is done. I best be off. The drying won't take itself in. I can just manage another errand today. Well, I need a mask, then. Buy a Hollowmas mask from the market. I consider what impression this will make on Ivy. I'm satisfied with this. Hollowmas mask. Get your Hollowmas masks here. Do you have your mask for Hollowmas? Find new mask. No cost to those that can't do what? No cost to those that want to do their Hollowmas part. Do your rights of Hollowmas relieve your friend's cares. Ask why she's hawking things on the street. Ask her to explain more about Hollowmas. I mean, this has like a clothing thing on it, so I feel like it's important or like, cool. Aren't you too respectable to be selling things on the street? Who are you calling respectable? Me? Ivy Fitzcleret? I best take care if that kind of slander's going around the neighborhood. If my mom hears of it, she'll take to her bed. You won't find a better lask in London. Ask her to explain more about Hollowmas. Hollowmas, what's that mean? It's a holiday, ain't it? The feast of confessions and repenting. The feast for getting your secrets off your chest and onto someone else's. The only kind of feast fit for the end of the world. You wear your mask and you say the words that you listen to what? You wear your mask and you say the words and you listen to what they say in turn. Bops people's cares right up. I made these myself for fine ladies and gentlemen. There's just a few wasn't collected. Ask about the origins of Hollowmas. Where did this festival even come from? A new fashion for parties? Something agreeable to dress up for? Whoa, even closer. It was already here in the Neath when we arrived, and then again, it didn't exist till yesterday. It's a salmagundi of prayers and pranks and sacrifices. But people need it with the ceiling of the cave pressing down on them. Well, consider her wares. What do we got then? Owl or fox? The owl mask is for terror if you want to share of someone's fear. The fox mask is for desire, for calling out what people want and do not want. What'd you fancy? Oh. Joke about other mask ideas. I haven't seen one fox since Judgment Day. I don't suppose you do have a bat mask, or how about a huge bulbous fungus? I don't, but I'll make a note of it for next year, assuming we live for that long. In case I don't have all day, if you want one, no cost to a good home. I don't know what I want. Owl mask. I'll take the owl. The owl isn't my beast, but maybe it's yours. Okay. Hollowmas mask suitable for asking someone their fears. The ritual is new to London, but already it has become surprisingly popular. And remember, if you hear any good secrets, sell them, dear. Wait, I can sell them? My opinion remains to be seen. I shake my head to clear it. The ruminations are gone. All is as it was. By now, Horatia will be wondering where I am. Gave Hollowmas confession. Okay. Nope, those are all still locked. Okay. To supper. Eat up, Archie. Aren't you always warning us about lack of nutrition? I'm sorry, Horatia. You've cooked it as well as anyone could do. No need to tell me that. What are you brooding on then? I'm thinking on my mother. If she thinks I was killed, it'll be terrible for her heart. Reassure Archie. Point out the good he's doing here for someone else's mother. Ignore Archie and watch Grizz. Reassure Archie. I'm certain your mother will not have given up on you. It has only been a few months. Thank you. Say I get out of this hole in the ground at last and all the way back up to Glasgow and find she's passed a grief before I got there. Positively Greek. I've told you before you should ask Grizz to help you. Ask me for what? I'm not a magician. I hardly have any influence at all. I'm little more than a clerk at the moment. Those masters know how to send a letter up to the surface if anyone does. Try asking. Can't hurt, can it? My mother begged me not to come all the way to London. She said I could study just as well in Glasgow. Or if I had to go away, then nae further than Edinburgh. There's plenty of physicians there training. It was me that chose to put up the distance. Hug Archie. Ask why Archie came so far from home. I don't want to hug him. We are not that close. Why did you do that then? Archie makes a great show of being busy eating, though there's hardly anything left in his bowl. No one speaks for a moment. Keep quiet and eat. I chew diligently. We finish eating. Go to sleep. I'm gonna learn some secrets tomorrow. Another morning, another newspaper. The headline today reads, Ministry of Accounting and Recounting offers extra rations in exchange for old pound notes. If I'm not too occupied otherwise, I can always ask my friends and acquaintances whether they hit me up. Okay. Recall the past. I reach for another memory out of that jumbled grab bag. Blah 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 blah. After the fall, failing to heal, I glimpse. Wait, what do you mean failing to heal? There were days when I couldn't leave my room and I couldn't also think of anything that had happened or anything that was going to happen. At most, I could bring myself to remember the previous day, pulling it into my mind from a single detail. Hand over hand, hour over hour, like hauling up a giant's comforter when it has slipped off the bed. And then, when it's briefly mastered, never managing to tuck it in the corners so off it slips again. Unmarked, forgettable time, which ceased to be part of my life as soon as I had lived it. I go about now and my days are better, but what was wrong has not but what was wrong has come. I go about now and my days are better, but what was wrong has not come right. A wound that does not close as lips do not close when they have something still to say. These are getting very poetic. Okay, change outfit. I'm a mask. Gonna ask people about their fears. See if Horatia can perform Hollowmas ritual with Horatia. I'm gonna perform all the Hollowmas rituals. Horatia won't mind me in this. Satisfied. Whoa. Owl. Say the words that go with the mask. I'm here to carry the weight you need to put down. Tell me what you fear, and I will fear it for you. I feel like I've come to a party without the right dress. Ask if this seems too heathen for her. Say that she carries too much alone. So much is asked of you. The weight I need to put down, huh? I don't want to crush you, Lilac. What I fear, I'm afraid that I can't protect you all. I'm afraid that you'll be hurt or leave the house because we don't have enough to eat. Well, Archie won't do that. Archie will mope himself to death instead. But the end is always the same. The house is empty, and I am left here. There is something that lives beneath our house, a thing with a long tentacle. Sometimes it reaches through a hole in the basement wall and takes things. Here's the truth. I saw it reach into the cellar on the night of the fall. After that, it didn't come back for a long while. One day, I'm sitting in the basement counting the last 3 jars of pickle. Like that would make the number go up. Archie was out, Grizz was out, you were sleeping up in the attic. The house was too quiet. And there was the hole in the ground. There was the hole in the wall, and I thought, maybe I can lure it back. Maybe I can get it to visit us again. I tried all sorts, emptied the pickle jar down there, sang it hymns, kissed the air as if I were calling a kid. I told myself I was doing it because then I could kill it and we could eat. Lots of meat in that tentacle. That was the story. When it came back, I did try a knife on it, but I wasn't surprised the blade didn't go through. That wasn't ever why I wanted it here to start with. The mask hides my reaction. Horatia and I should be friends. I do not like Horatia. My opinion remains to be seen. Say the words that come next. Horatia, I will carry this fear for you today. I will worry about it, and you can set it out of your mind. I'm grateful to you, Lilac. I take off the mask, ending the ritual. Do you suppose it worked? Ask whether it helped. Go on my way. Ask whether it helped. Was it helpful? It is helpful that someone tried to help me. I don't like to bother people with my own thoughts over dinner. After she is gone and I am alone, there is one thing left for me to do. Fear that Chapman's will be empty. Fear that Horatia will cause trouble to more of London than herself. The feelings settle in as though they are my own. Ooh. experienced a Hollowmas confession. Okay, judging by the clock, I can afford another errand today. Let's go get another confession. Oh, I can't. Only one confession per person? Okay. Let me change clothes then. Oh, it's already gone. Okay. Well, let's go and get to know Harjeet some more. Have him show me the route. I consider what impression this will make on Harjeet. I'm satisfied with this. Lilac, it's good to see you. Flirt, bring up recent memory, come straight to the point. This is more than a social call. Ask Harjeet about some new destinations. Lion's House, St. Albans Promontory Church, the Menace Eradicator Shop. Let's go with the Landau's Townhouse. Do you know the Landaus? Would you be able to show me where they live? So we walk together, and every few moments Harjeet stops to point out a landmark, or draw my attention to the places where the air smells different, or the sound of the church bells, or the sound of church bells can be heard. New location. The Landau's Townhouse, a well-appointed townhouse fused with a homely glow from its tall windows, home of the Landau siblings. Good afternoon. Come on behalf of Archie Reed, the doctor. He sent me with a message for the Landaus. Oh, I see. I'll see whether my master and mistress are at home. Introduce myself as friend Archie. Say only that we have some common acquaintances. Present myself as helpful and obedient. Introduce myself as a friend of Archie. If I'm here because of Archie, then I'm just going to say that. My name is Lilac. I have the advantage, I'm afraid. I know of you through a friend of mine, the young Dr. Archibald Reed. He and I reside at the same lodging house. David does not have an answer. Did Dr. Reed send you to us with some sort of message? I suppose I shouldn't call him doctor, as he didn't qualify. He knows we're here, but I don't know what the message would be. We paid his fees. No, I'm here on my own business, but he told me you might be here. What can we do for you? Make up some business about meeting my neighbors, simply state that I have questions. Ah, my nose! Okay. If I were part of the ministry, I'd be able to have business, but I don't. So, make up some business about me and my neighbors. I started out an explanation about how I have been meeting a great number of neighbors lately. I mentioned that I had been working on a census, and even though that work is complete, I still find value in speaking to the Londoners who survived, seeing as there aren't many of us as there should be. There aren't as many of us as there should be. Rachel looks out of sorts. I'll answer your questions, Lilac, if you answer mine. Call it character research. Are you having peculiar dreams down here? Talk up the lurid misery of my nightmares. Suggest that this whole thing is a peculiar dream. Mention that Archie has patience with just the complaint. Talk up the lurid misery of my own nightmares. In truth, my nightmares have become so extreme that I barely dare to sleep. When I close my eyes, I sense a dreadful, malevolent presence. I asked for your feelings, not your recitations of your favorite Christmas ghost story. It was only an answer to a question. Trust me, I interrupted just before we reached the dreadful clanking of the ominous chains. Or perhaps the lidless stare of serpent eyes. I have forgotten till now, but I have dreamed of a snake that watched me in my sleep, while my limbs were heavy and too paralyzed to move. I try to remember what it means, but that thought is gone again. Go ahead with your questions, Lilac. Ask what she means about character research. What did you mean when you said you had questions about character research? I write novels. They are published, one chapter at a time, in this Lily of London magazine. Mr. Pages would like you. I was in the midst of one when the fall happened. My publisher insisted that I continue the story despite all. Rachel, are you certain you want to share so much? Does it matter? Surely those precautions are behind us. Ask what her story is about. Ask about her inspiration to become a novelist. What inspired the choice of occupation? It was Yom Kippur many years ago. Ah, they're Jewish. Our family gathered to breakfast to break the fast. My Landau cousins at one side of the table, my mother on the other. The little Landaus so devout, scandalizing my mother with, she would say, their low manners. My mother in turn scandalizing the Landaus by seeming so almost English with her lax views on kashrut. Each side unaware of how horribly it was affronting the sensibilities of the other. In such a moment, you either retire to your room to compose a savage Roman a clef, or you throw open the window, lean out, and scream. There are only two possibilities. Rachel does herself injustice. She writes with real sympathy. You haven't always described it that way. I simply wish you would draw less extensively from life. Ask what the story's about. What are you writing about now? If you take The Lily of London, Lilac, you may have the pleasure of reading the next chapter yourself. Though I confess I am at a standstill as to what it will contain. My heroine was meant to set off for Paris, and there to be reunited with her lost beloved. But as the fall has transpired in fiction as well as in fact, I must resign myself that the courtship is ruined. Make a great show of sympathy. Oh no, oh dear, that's much too bad. Very much too bad. Talk about my future plans. I have a vocation, something that matters to me tremendously. Oh. Talk about the artistry of wardrobe. Talk about settling down with a family. Waffle. Talk about the artistry of the wardrobe. I come from a family of tailors. I mean to begin that work again. It has new possibilities in the Neath. I suppose, if you don't mind smelling of the shop. Defend my choice, complain about that bit of rudeness, talk about solutions for Neath life. Our clients are very different here. Warmth may only be the beginning. We must be going. We're already late. Everything is always running too slowly, and yet every day is the same. You set loose one or two ideas, for which I certainly owe you something. Rachel looks grateful. Goodbye, then. Decide to court Rachel. I have only thought... my opinion remains to be seen. Although, I kind of like her, but I kind of don't, you know? I'm not sure if I want to be her friend or court her. I want to see her. I know that much. I want to have her in my company. David, not so much. I shake my head to clear it. The ruminations are gone. All is as it was. At this point, I go back to Horatia's. Wrote a novel has been discovered. Alright. I'm gonna go have supper and end the day and the recording. Whoa. Who's this? Reverend Withernwick. A pleasure to see you. Are you well? In tolerable health, I am glad to say, Mrs. Chapman. And you? I think I'm not acquainted with all of your lodgers. Present myself as helpful and obedient, gamble that Theophilus shares my sense of humor, bond over shared difficulty. I would not gamble with a priest. Present myself as helpful and obedient. It is an honor to make your acquaintance. I am Lilac. Grizz does not comment on this. Horatia does not comment on this. Theophilus Withernwick. It is a Yorkshire name. If you've come about blankets, I've already brought everything I had to spare. It's a good thing I didn't joke with him, because talking about his pedigree is interesting. No, this is on a more serious matter. Just after morning prayer, I was approached by a woman, not for the first time. Break in and TSM catch Grizz's eye. Grumble about the interruption. Catch Grizz's eye. Catch Grizz's eye. To judge her expression, Grizz is having difficulty stifling her own laughter. She was a deviless. She had yellow eyes and her touch burned like fire. She did not try to hide what she was. Did she have anything to hide? Oh, that was Grizz speaking. Did she have anything to hide? Maybe she did not think that an illness would be taken as a sign that she'd come from hell. My dear woman, she asked for my soul. She asked for my very soul. Suggests that hell exists nearby. Calmly accept that devils go around asking for people's souls. From the amusing implications, considering the alarming results. It sounds like nobody really likes him. So I'm gonna be cool with being me. Is it possible you misheard? Perhaps she was a cobbler concerned with your footwear. Maybe she had mistaken you for a fishmonger. There were contextual indications, Lilac, that she intended neither of those things. Maybe hell is here, in the depths of the earth. A strange notion, considering how cold it is here. If a deviless visits you, you must refuse her anything she asks. It does not sound as though she was offering much of an inducement. Not yet. She asked me what I most needed. I fear the consequences. Beware of those yellow-eyed creatures. Grant them nothing they ask. Okay. St. Albin's proto-martyr. St. Albin was the first English martyr, a point of considerable pride to the local vicar. It's the church of our parish. Keep quiet and eat. I chew diligently. Dinner reaches an end. Go straight to sleep. There's nothing to review. Theophilus has been unlocked. 7 days remain of the season of confessions. Another morning, another newspaper. The morning's lies open on the table. This morning's lies open on the table. Parliament buildings visible in river. All parliamentarians are feared drowned. Okay. I need a way to make money. But that is all for today. Thank you all for coming by. Please comment, like, subscribe, do the things, so that I know you're here. Because otherwise I will make playthroughs of things that you're not really interested in. And that would be sad. So much snot! I'm very glad that I only set aside 30 minutes for this because of the snot! Like, I want to keep playing, but the snot! Anyways, thank you all. Hope you have a lovely rest of your morning, evening, afternoon, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye-bye!